G'day, Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialists. From what year can you rely on a Code of Compliance certificate or a CCC? Now that is the million-dollar question, and I actually can't give you a specific date. I can't say, for example, from 2003, everything before that, the Code of Compliance certificates are wrong or weren't done properly, and everything after that is fine. But I can't give you that. It's just impossible. Because I've seen Code of Compliance certificates done in 2007 that weren't done well, but then others that were done, in 2000 and in the 90s that were done very well. But I can give you a general theme, and what that theme will mean is that if you're in those sort of year brackets, you just need to go looking at that apartment complex with your eyes a bit more wide open and do the correct due diligence, which I actually think you should do every single time, no matter what. But this will just all help you. So basically, if you're looking at it, the early 90s, we all know, well, hopefully you know now, as a period where a lot of the building practices that were done failed. The systems that were used, that the building society didn't do badly on purpose, but they were told they were the right systems and they didn't work. These, for example, are like things like your monolithic cladding, having no cavities, using untreated timber, that kind of thing. So generally, if you're looking at an apartment complex that was built in the 90s and up to the early 2000s, I wouldn't rely on the Code of Compliance. Actually, I wouldn't rely on the Code of Compliance whatsoever. Now, it doesn't mean these apartment complexes will leak, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is it means that you can't rely on the Code of Compliance to assume that the work was done properly. So you just need to do your due diligence better. Now, the good thing is because the council was getting hit so hard by these Code of Compliance certificates they issued when they did the inspections and didn't do them correctly, because they're getting hit so hard, what I mean by that is financially, they are really stepping up their game, and they have been for a few years, and getting better and better and better at issuing Code of Compliance certificates and being much more thorough, so they can be relied on. So the negative of the past is actually repairing the future. So the important thing is when you're looking at apartments, even if it's brand new, it's looking at what is the cladding system. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean by the system? Well, is it aluminium composite? Is it concrete composite? Is it using slab concrete? Is it using monolithic cladding? I mean, it's an obvious one. And then looking at all these cladding systems and going, does it have a cavity? And this may seem like very confusing to you, and that's why you use an expert. So a lot of people say, getting a building inspection is a waste of time. Well, to a degree, it is a waste of time with apartments if the inspector is only going to look at your apartment. But ask them to comment and give their opinion on the cladding system used and how that system has held up in other buildings around Auckland. And statistically, that'll tell you if you're dealing with a situation or a method of building which didn't work or statistically didn't work. And then again, that doesn't mean it's going to leak, but it means you can actually go and investigate further, and if you still want to proceed with that purchase. Now, so to answer the question, from what year, you're basically looking at the 90s, early 2000s, don't rely on the Code of Compliance certificate. After that, yes, they mean something, but still don't rely on them anyway, and make sure you do your due diligence on the cladding or the building practices used for that apartment complex. Now, don't let this scare you, because with the right due diligence, you're absolutely fine. I learned this lesson the hard way, so I'm talking from experience from the first apartment I bought many years ago, and so I can talk about it from an educated way, I suppose. But anyway, if you want any help, feel free to flick us an email. We can put you in touch with different inspectors to use when you're purchasing your apartment, ones that are extremely thorough, and a lot of real estate agents don't like using because they're that thorough, but they're the ones you actually want to be using. Anyway, I hope that helps. Andrew Murray from Apartment Specialists. Cheers.